Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at some bells that got sent to me with Gogoat, which is just got released for the Safari Zone, I think in Seoul. I don't actually know how to really say the name, but yeah, I also don't know which language is on screen, but it doesn't matter anyway. So we're gonna take a look today at the new Pokemon Gogoat, and you see already, you might see a moveset that is not really typical here, right? At least for those people that were interested in it before and even maybe saw some videos about me talking a little bit about Gogoat, which I did, I think, for the Auto League mainly. This Pokemon had in the code Rock Slide, and this player here as well sent me with like the submission of the battles also the message that they tried to get Rock Slide and they used over 30 TMs and they just didn't get it. For the reason that Niantic removed it just overnight without anybody really noticing. I think like Pokemoners are not really active anymore, so we don't really see when this kind of stuff happens, so we don't really know about it. But of course, we currently go based on the Game Master that we have. And yeah, like this Pokemon doesn't learn Rock Slide anymore, making this basically from rank 5 on PvPoke somewhere super low, because basically you could use this without a charge move, like secondary charge move. Like the only way where I would see that you have to use something like the Brick would be if there's like two differences maybe between Leaf Blade and Brick, because Leaf Blade is one of the strongest charge moves in the game, while Brick is one of the weakest ones, so even if one thing is resisted, I think the other one is still fine. So, like, it's still always going to be kind of what you want to go for, is going to be Leaf Blade. So it is just really sad for this Pokemon, and I just really hate this stuff, because they're most likely going to revert it as soon as it's going to be available for everybody, and we're going to most likely see some kind of season update eventually for it. But why do you always try to release those Pokemon that would be really interesting for PvP, that are not insanely bulky, that would have a lot of play in the meta, but then you decide to completely nerf them just before you do it because you only release them in like a certain area or like just very limited for people. We had the exact same thing happening for Hawlucha, where this Pokemon got completely nerfed to the ground just before basically this Pokemon got released. And only because it was released in Mexico. Like, just, this was the only reason for it. It would have been such a cool meta breaker in general to get this one. And I hope that they're going to change it, because I actually have a Hawlucha, because I was able to trade one at the EUIC, which was really nice for me. But, yeah, like, honestly, it is just so sad to see how this all went. And, yeah, today we're going to, of course, take a look at the Gogoat. We're also going to start commentating right now. But if you were in Seoul and you wanted to try this Pokemon out, yeah, it's not really worth it. But also, there's a thing as well, like, I'm fine with it being nerfed right now, because I'm not going to be able to use it anyway, and I feel like it's cool that we don't have a Pokemon here that's going to break everything. But if I would be going to any of those Safari Zones, I would feel like so pissed off about it, because like Gogoat was, for at least the PvP people, one of the main reasons to go there, because Gogoat was just such a strong Pokemon. Having early access to it must be fine, or like fun in general. But honestly, like, it's so, I don't know, like, if you just communicate it, you don't even have to communicate it over your own channels, try to communicate it with partner or whatever, then it would be fine. But like, yeah, I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. I think it's okay that you nerf it, like, this is not the issue for me, because it is currently, like, only available for the people in the Safari Zone. If you, maybe you could have also just chosen a different Pokemon to make it available for those, but I just don't like that nobody told them, because like this player here, for example, used 30 TMs, and I don't think they're gonna get them back, because like, why would they? Like, it's never really shown openly that this Pokemon would learn Rock Slide. It was only in the code. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just a scammy thing from Niantic again, I feel like. It's just, like, you could have done it so much better. It's not really the thing that they did, but the thing how they did it basically was kind of annoying. But let's take a look at the gameplay here. We're going to see a Hurricane landing here against the opponent's Umbreon, as we're going to see the swap onto the Gogoat to see what move is coming through. Looks to be a foul play based on the animation, I guess, but we're gonna see now. The matchup against Talonflame here, for example, would be really cool to have Rock Slide, I guess, as he would have been able to knock them out. But maybe still the Pelipper going to be fine for it. Let's see. Pelipper gonna go for the Weather Ball. Doesn't knock them out, but you can go for the full farm down here. And you have to reach the Hurricane in time, but you're still going to have a shield left. That is going to be actually a great one. I think actually catching the move there really helped you out quite a lot there, as they can now move on to the next game. We're going to have the Pelipper against us in the lead there. So well. We will see the Leaf Blade coming through. Leaf Blade going to do so much damage, by the way. Leaf Blade is 35 energy, 70 damage. This is one of the strongest charge moves in the game. It's honestly better than Frenzy Plant as well, I feel like. Like Frenzy Plant, I think there's a little bit more damage per energy, but it's just way cheaper to get to. So it's like such a strong charge move, and it's kind of sad that we don't really see it too often, but like, yeah, Leaf Blade, a really cool move. Sad that they don't have Rock Slide anymore, but we will see here right now the opponent going for a Power Punch. Great call there on no shielding this one. I guess you're going to use a shield now just in case. It's going to be, I think it was an Ice Punch. It's like difficult because I have to go based on the animation here. And we see a Thunder Fang variant of the Steelix in the back. This is not where you want to run with Steelix, I guess. But we will see also the Pelipper swapping in. You're going to use a shield here onto... I think that's a Weather Ball. I think like you would have like the swirly things around it that would be a Hurricane. So I think the opponent baited here. Let's see, they're gonna go for another charge move, which kind of proves the point here as well. And there's swirly things there. Like, definitely they baited there before. So great call by the opponent to bait there, but you're going to be able to overfarm by quite a bit now with your own Pelipper. Getting up to nearly 2 charge moves here. You're gonna get another charge move off. This is going to get the knockout as well. And yeah, the video is a little bit shorter because I got sent 2 sets, and I guess those sets were a little bit shorter as well. But it's going to be fine. Usually I kind of always aim to go a little bit above 15 minutes, but of course I cannot really do this if I get the battle sent to me. Cannot really say how long they're gonna be, but this is totally fine. At least 10 battles is always nice if you want to submit as well, so all fine here. But you're gonna see now the Hydro Cannon coming through from the Greninja, going to get shielded by the opponent, and they're going to just let the Greninja go down here by Power Punch from the opponent's Mawile. I guess they're in lower-ish elo range, to be fair. I'm not sure about it, but I feel like they're kind of lower-ish elo range. We will see the opponent going for the Play Rough there. And we're gonna see a Marowak incoming there. Normal Marowak, but shiny Marowak here. Shiny little Marowak with Hex as a fast move is kind of funny. This might be a Shadow Bone, so they're gonna use a shield, and it is a Shadow Bone. At least we can see here the animation kind of clearly. We're gonna go for another Weather Ball. This is gonna get the knockout against the opponent, as we're going to see if Gogoat going to be able to be the GOAT of this game. We're gonna see the charge move coming through from the Gogoat. It's going to do hopefully a lot of damage. Let's see, it's gonna do some decent damage here for sure. And we will also now see the Ice Beam coming through, as the opponent is going to go into the Mawile, and we will see another Azumarill. Of course, another Azumarill, the same Azumarill, going to go down to 1 Leaf Blade here. Leaf Blade does so much damage, honestly, it is wild. Next opponent, we will see a Tropius here, and this team is definitely very weak to Tropius, especially if the opponent is running the Razor Leaf. But actually, if you would have had the Rock Slide, of course, onto your Gogoat, you would have been kind of fine here. But this is looking really tough, as you're going to swap into your Pelipper. You could have waited out there a little bit. Okay, Lantern in the back, I guess, yeah, forfeiting this game kind of saves both people some time here. As also, it's currently Go Battle Day, so are you playing Go Battle Day? Are you playing a PvP in general? I feel like a little bit of a downfall here right now for PvP in the last few weeks at least, but hopefully it's going to be better eventually. We're going to also see the Hydro Cannon coming through against the opponent's normal Stunfisk, actually. I kind of want to try out Galarian Stunfisk again, because I feel like people just underestimate it a little bit, but I also feel like the meta is kind of worse for it, because it does lose against something like Superior as well as Gligar a lot, so it's not as great anymore. But we're gonna see here the Wishcast coming back in, or coming in for the first time, as we're gonna see, you could have went for the Night Surge there, I guess. That would have been definitely better to go for, as you would have mostly even knocked them out from this range, but you can still get some energy with Gogoat as the opponent goes back into the Skarmory, which is running the fast move of Steel Wing, which is kind of interesting because it's definitely not Air Slash. So let's see what that should be a Sky Attack. I don't think that's going to be anything else. Maybe they're running Iron Head. No, they're running Sky Attack here for sure. No, I think actually it only learns Flash Cannon. I think Iron Head is something that the other Steel Flying type Pokemon learns, which is, I think, both actually the Celesteela as well as the Corviknight, if Corviknight comes into the game, going to have it. But here we will see, of course, now the Wishcast going to go down from the Pelipper. Pelipper is such an underrated Pokemon in the current meta, as we can now move on to the next game. Next game coming up, we're going to see the Azumarill in the lead. A great lead for you here, as we will see Leaf Blade coming through. You should most likely swap out eventually, but you can still go for at least 1 Leaf Blade there for sure. But you kind of want to swap. Okay, you don't want to swap out, but you could have kind of wanted to swap out there, because this thing is going to go for the close combat, I think that was, based on the animation. So you're going to be able to one-shot them for sure. So you can realign, which is also fine. But in comes now the Deoxys defense, which is going to be awkward, and I feel like you should swap eventually because your Gogoat is going to kind of need to go up against the Azurill, so would be cool if you keep this Pokemon around here, don't stay in for that long, but okay, we see the swap out now into the Greninja, and let's see if the Thunderbolt comes through. This is a Rock Slide. This is definitely the Rock Slide here based on the animation. We're gonna see the Night Slash coming through, going to do some decent damage, and you don't get to another one, which is kind of unfortunate. But at least you will survive a charge move with your Pelipper, which is kind of nice. And this is also going to be the knockout against the Deoxys defense, as this Pokemon gonna go down from the on fast move that you went, like, basically snake through there. We see the Ice Beam coming through from the opponent's Azurill, get the knockout there. But you have a ton of energy on the Gogoat, and the Gogoat is gonna go to town here. It's still destroying the meta, even though it doesn't have Rock Slide. It's still, like, honestly, this Pokemon is still viable. Like, I know a lot of people, like myself included, think it's going to be trash now. It's still going to be viable just because Vine Whip and Leaf Blade is very strong together. Like, there's no Pokemon, I think, that learns Vine Whip plus Leaf Blade at the current time, other than this one. And it's just basically the combination of the best fast move and the best charge move for grass-type Pokemon. And anything that does resist it, of course, is going to be awkward. But as far as I saw, at least I saw it in some Discord servers or whatever, people talked about this Pokemon. You can actually win the 1 and 2 shield scenario against a Registeel with Gogoat, just straight Leaf Blade basically, which is absolutely wild because it can survive at least one focus burst and you just do so much damage with like Leaf Blade. It is kind of wild, so like, this Pokemon definitely has a lot of potential in the current meta still, even though it's going to be basically just one single move Pokemon because you're never going to really want to use Brick Break. Here, for example, again, I feel like that Leaf Blade is the better move to go for by far against the opponent's Lickitung, even though Brick Break would have been super effective, just because Leaf Blade does already twice the damage based on just normal calculations. So like, it doesn't really make too much sense to go for Brick Break here. They're still gonna go for it because the opponent is very low. But yeah, we're gonna see here now the what's called the Medicham coming back in there. And do they? Yeah, they're not going to shield. That's just going to be nice, but I think that was too fast anyway. You can just go for the Weather Ball spam. It's the safest play to go for the Weather Ball spam here because you're just going to get the opponent low anyway. And as you can see, the opponent going to go for the Dex Charge move, which is going to be a Power Punch, which I saw there as well then. But the Weather Ball is going to be all it takes, I think, to get them into farm down range, as you can even go for another one. You could have went for the Hurricane, would have been better there for sure, but this is going to be it for this video. Thanks for sending in those battles. Appreciate it that we can take a look at Gogoat, which is now really nerfed. But this is going to be it for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.